Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? Today you will not be seeing my face. You will be only seeing whiteboard because I've changed some format. Uh, but to tell you that we are doing this book, and we are at chapter number 5. And last time what we did was the division and multiplication of the fractions. We have already completed fractions with decimals, and now I'll be teaching you further calculations with fractions. Now there are some descriptive questions or word problems coming ahead of us. So I'll be doing starting right from exercise number 5.4, not 5.4 but 5.6, and I'll be taking first question out of it. There are six questions, and I'll be taking first questions. So the first question, let me read it. Three-fourths of the people of an auction bought an item. If there are 120 people at the auction, how many bought something? Now, you see question number one, exercise is 5.6. Exercise is 5.6, and we are doing question number one. Now, what information is given in the data in the question is we will collect all the data from the question. Now, three-fourth of the people. No, I am not concerned at what place they are, but three-fourth of the people are there in the auction, and they have bought some uh, there are some people in the auction, and three-fourth of the people in that auction bought something. Some bought machines, some bought kitchen utensils, some bought furniture. All of them are summed up to three-fourth of the total number. For example, if there were four people, if there were four people in the auction, three of them, there were four people in the auction, three of them bought something and one did not. Okay, now how many people are there in total? There are 120 people. Now there are 120 people bought. Now bought is equal to this and total is equal to this. As you see, what I told you, that out of every four, three people bought something from that auction mart. Now the question here is, how many bought something? How many bought something out of 120 people? So it is very easy. We'll do it like this, that 3 by 4 multiplied by 120, or 3 by 4 of 120. You can say it of 120. So of, you might have noticed that in BODMAS of comes at the second place. It is also changed like division. It is also changed in multiplication, but in division we flip over the fraction, but in of we don't flip over the fraction. So what we do is we simply cut down it with this 4 3 times 12 and 0, and that means 90 people bought something. 90 people bought something out of that auction. So this was very easy question. Now let me proceed to the another question. Question number 2 says an essay contains 420 sentences. 80 of these sentences contain certain typing errors. What fraction given in the simplest form of the sentence contained errors? Now, how many sentences are there? Now, question number 2. Total sentences are whole 420. This is very obnoxious figure. 80 of these sentences contain typing error. Now, typing error. Typing errors are in 80 sentences. 80 sentences. Okay. Sentences are 420. There are 80 sentences which have some typing errors, some spelling mistakes, some comprehension mistake, whatsoever it is. Because when you write essay, you need to focus on your comprehension. So what we do here is we just I told you that we'll take the total in denominator. We will take the total in denominator. This is the denominator 420, and whatsoever has to be examined, we'll take it in the numerator. So 0 goes with this. Okay. Now you see that is it divisible by any number? Yes, it is divisible, and it is divisible by 4. It is divisible by 2. 2 4 times 8, and 2 times 4, and 1 times. Now you see that this is not further divisible by any number. This is divisible by 7. This is divisible by 3. This is divisible by 21. But this is not divisible by 7. This is not divisible by 3. This is not divisible by 21. So the result will be 4 out of 21 is its in simplest form. The raw form being this 80 upon 420, but the simplest form of the typing error is 4 out of 21. That means for every 21 sentences, there are 4 typing errors. For every 21 sentences, there are 4 typing errors. Now question number 3. Question number 3 says 28 is 2 by 4 of which number? 2 by 7. 28 is 2 by 7 of which number? 28 is 2 by 7 of which number? Now we have to find the number. We have to find the number for which it is 28. Now, what we do is, now dear students, question number 3 says, for which number is 28 is 2 by 7 of which number? 28 is 2 by 7 of which number? It is very easy. We'll just do the inverse process. We were given the fraction, we were given the numbers, and then the total number. Now we don't have the total number. You see, here we just make a fraction out of it. The fraction is already given. The fraction is already given. Now what we do is we'll just flip over the fraction. We'll just flip over the fraction. Now 7 upon 2 multiplied by 28. Or you see that this will cross this one and it will become 98. Now 98 is the number. 98 is the number which was sought from us, that 28 is 2 by 7 of which number. Now if I just again do it like this, you see that what comes out of here? 7 1 times 7, and 7 4 times, and it again becomes 28. So that means our number is correct. There is another method of doing this question. This this method is the arithmetic method. But if we want to do it in algebraic method, we have to suppose that there is an x. Suppose x is the number. X is the number. X is the number. So 2 by 7 of x is equal to 28. So you see that 2 by 7 of x is equal to 28. How we will proceed here? That we will divide this by 7 and this by 2. How? You see that this is the original fraction, and to eliminate this fraction we have to do it like this, to bring 1 over here. So it is an equation. We cannot disturb this equation. So we have to do the same procedure whatsoever I did it over here, like this. 7 by 2, I multiplied the 7 by 2 at left hand side, so I have to multiply 7 by 2 at the left hand side, at the right hand side. Okay, now this simply cross each other and became 1. Now this crosses this and this became 98. Now x is equal to 98 again. This is far much more easier and easy to understand. Now question number 4. If 3 by 4 of the people in a theater buy snacks during interval and those who buy a snack 5 by 4 buys ice cream, what fraction of the people in the theater buy ice cream? Question number 4. The question number 4 says 3 by 5 people. 3 by 5 people buy snacks, and out of these 3 by 5, just these 3, suppose there are some people, there are 100 people in the cinema house, whatsoever it is. 3 by 5 people buy snacks in the interval, and out of 3 by 5, 5 by 7, 5 by 7 people buy ice cream. What fraction of the people in the theater buy ice cream? Now, what fraction of the people buy ice cream? Now, it is very simple again. Now, you see, my dear students, 3 by 5 people buy snacks in that auditorium, in that cinema house, out of which 5 by 7 people buy ice cream. Out of this fraction buy ice cream. So it is very easy here to calculate that what percent of the um, people buy ice cream is that 3 by 5 multiplied by 5 by 7, multiplied by 5 by 7, because we have to find, now this is our total number of people, for instance, because we are working with this people only, not with the people in the hall. We are working with these people, with the snacks, out of which some bought snacks and some bought ice cream, and the people who bought ice cream are in this fraction, so we have to multiply each other. Now this is very simple. We cross this 5 by 5, it will become 3 by 7. Now this is the fraction which bought the ice cream. Question number 5 now. There are 6 questions and I have done all the 6 questions for you. Andrew, Bashir, and Candy are trying to save money for the birthday party. Okay, there are three students or friends, Andrew, Bashir, and Candy or Sandy, whatsoever it is. If Andrew saves, now Andrew saves how much? 1 by 4th of the total needed. 1 by 4th. And Bashir saves 2 by 5. 2 by 5 fifth. And Sandy or Candy, what is her name, is she saves 1 by 10th of it. What fraction of the cost of the party is left to pay? Now, this is their contribution as far as I think. Now, if I add these contributions, 1 by 4 plus 2 by 5 plus 1 by 10. Now, what we have to do is we have to find the LCM out of it. We have to find the LCM out of it. And I suppose that the LCM must be 20. LCM must be 20. 4, 5, and 10, 2, and 5. 2 5s are 10, 10, 20. So it will become 20, 5, 4, 8, 5, 4 times 20, and 4 2 times, and 10 2 times, and it becomes 2. 10, 15, 15 upon 20, 15 upon 20. Now it goes with 5, 5 3 times, and 5 4 times. Now this is the contribution they have saved. Now what they require is 1. What they require is 1. So I'll do it like this now. Now they actually require this amount, 1, because 3/4 has been contributed. Now 1 minus 3 by 4, it will become 1 by 4. If you calculate it like this, 4, 4 minus 3 is equal to 1 by 4. So this is the amount they need more for their party. Now, dear students, let me proceed to question number 6. Question number 6. And the exercise is, as you know, is exercise is 5.6. And the name of the chapter is fraction and standard forms. Now, question number 6 is a little tricky question, and we have to solve it with a trick. So, the data which is given is that Joseph needs is equal to 6.12 cups of cooked rice. I'm writing it in short, cooked rice, for a recipe. Okay, now what does it mean? 2 6 times 12, and 12 1 13, 13 divided by 2 cups. Now this is the data which we need. This is the quantity which we need, and the ratio which is given to us is if 2 cups. Now there are many ways to solve this question, but I am going to tell you only one. If 2 cups of uncooked rice are taken with plus 2.5, or you see 2.5 cup of water, we'll get how much? We'll get this much cooked rice with this proportion. Okay, now this is the proportion for which this much rice will be cooked. Now our question is, how many cups of uncooked rice? Now uncooked rice is equal to cups and water is equal to cups for how much? For this much. Okay, now we have to find the quantity of uncooked rice and quantity of water for what? For this quantity. Okay, now what we do? Now we have two quantities which are cooked now. Number one which is given to us, and number one which we have to find is. Now what we do is, we simply find a proportion in between the cooked things, because this is a very unusual thing. You cannot find it with the usual way. This is an unusual thing. Sometimes you see that there is a proportion of cooking. We have to change the proportion of the cooking at times. So what we do here is, we find the proportion of what we need. Now this is what we need, and what we need. Now, dear students, as I was telling you, that we have to find the ratio between what we have to cook and what is given to us. This is the given data, and this is what we have to cook. So what we have to cook is 6.5 cups of cooked rice, which means that 13 divided by 2 cups. Now this is 13 divided by 2 cup. We'll find the ratio of this with this one. Okay, now what will this become? This will become 3 4 times 12 plus 1 13. This will become 13 divided by 3, quite similar to this. 13 divided by 3. Now you know that, my dear students, that this proportion sign means, when there is a proportion, it means that it is division. It is simple division. We'll divide the two fractions like this. Okay. Now what will happen over here? That it will be converted. Now this will flip over when we change the sign. With we change the sign of division into multiplication, it will become like this. Okay, now my dear students, 13 will be cancelled with the 13, and the result will become 1.5, or you can see that 3 divided by 2. Now my dear students, what we have is 1.5. The ratio 1 is to 1.5. Now this means that this is 1 is to 1.5, because here we have got 1 over here, and 1 is to 1.5. So it is 1 is to 1.5. Okay. Now if there are how much? Now what we have to find is uncooked rice cups and water. So what is the ratio which was given to us was 2 cups of uncooked rice plus 2.5 cups of, gives us this ratio. So by manipulating the same, by manipulating the same values, what we get here is 2 2 multiplied by, now these are the 2 cups. These are the 2 cups. 2 multiplied by 1.5 will gives us 3 cups of uncooked rice. 3 cups of uncooked rice. And similarly, when we'll multiply 2.5 multiplied by 1.5, what will be the result? Let me multiply it. Now 2.5 multiplied by 1.5. Now this 2.5 is the ratio of water. This 2 is the ratio of rice. So 2.5 multiplied by 1.5 will give us 3.75 cups of water. So here we have the answers. This is 3 cups of uncooked rice and 3.75 cups of water is our required answer.